I was super excited. Of course, I was very excited about this baby because I was, getting ready to do some pregnancy vlogs for the first time in my life. So now, I really wanted to share this pregnancy. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Binta, and if this is your first time here, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. But if you're an oldie but a goodie, thank you so much for tuning back again, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is not one of those exciting videos that I'm really excited to film for you guys. And as you guys notice, if you've been here for a while, I haven't posted for a very long time. I think it's coming close to 2 months now, and of course it has a reason, and by the title that you guys can see, you guys already know what I'm about to talk about. Yes guys, I did have a miscarriage. Okay, so yeah, your girl was pregnant. Okay, and I got pregnant after our vacation from Miami, and I got pregnant. I realized I was pregnant in September. I believe it will be like end of September. And yeah, I didn't take a test in the beginning. I was really sick, but I kind of have a clue that I am pregnant. But anyways, this is a planned pregnancy. It's not a surprise. It is something that we plan. If you guys don't know, I have 2 boys, and I thought I should just try for a 3rd one, and just maybe that might be a girl. So that's why we decided to get pregnant again. First of all, let's talk about what a miscarriage is. So this is the very first time, I mean, when I went to my doctor, it was the very first time I heard about a miscarriage. Of course, I've always heard about miscarriages, but I didn't know of the word, or I didn't know that there's something called a miscarriage. Now, if you guys don't know, it is a miscarriage that happens without a symptom, as in the patient is asymptomatic, or the pregnant woman is asymptomatic, whereas they don't get signs, for example bleeding, and all those signs that comes with miscarriage that most of us know already. So yeah, so the 4th of November was my very first antenatal appointment with my gynecologist, and I was so excited about it. And yeah, so all along I knew I was pregnant. At this point I already took a test and it was positive, but I just, you still have to call the doctor, right? So we called the doctor, book an appointment, and they scheduled me for the 4th of November. So on the 4th, which was a Friday, we went in. I was super excited. Of course, I was very excited about this baby because I was getting ready to do some pregnancy vlogs for the first time in my life. So now, I really wanted to share this pregnancy, and also because I was kind of hoping for a girl, even though I didn't know what it was gonna be, but I was hoping for a girl. So it really boosted my excitement, although I was sick. Now when I'm pregnant, I get sick like crazy. So but yeah, I knew I had to get myself ready for that, mentally and physically. So we're good on that part. So fast forward, we went to our doctor, and we went to the office, to kind of see the baby or listen to the heartbeat and stuff like that. It was my first appointment, but at that point there was supposed to be a heartbeat, because judging from my first day of my last period to the day of my appointment, I was supposed to be I believe 10 or 11 weeks. So yeah, and we was just there, and the doctor came in, tried to scan the baby, and he gave that shocking look. Okay, now this type of miscarriage can be very shocking and devastating. So if this is something that you're going through right now, I am so sorry, and I understand how you feel, absolutely, because I have experienced it, and I feel like it's like the biggest shock of my life so far, and I don't wish it on anybody. So yeah, and when she was doing her thing, she looked really, really, weird. She just gave that kind of weird face. At first, she didn't say anything. Then she was like, this does not look right. I was like, what? What do you mean this does not look right? I'm pregnant. I know there's a baby because I did the test and it's positive. Then she was like, yeah, I know you're pregnant, but it just doesn't look right. Now, like, coming from a doctor, I completely understand, because this is something that they see every time. These are words that they have to say all the time, so it can be very I don't know how to say it. It can seem as, something that has been said like it's like a carefree attitude, but like that's not how it is. Like I said, I understand that they're doctors and these are things that they have to like say to their patients all the time, and seeing it every day or having to say it frequently, I don't know, like the way we feel as patients is completely different from the way they feel. Although when she said it doesn't look right and I kept quiet, me and my husband was both quiet, yeah, and I said, what do you mean? Because I think there's a baby, right? Then she said, yes, there's a baby, it just doesn't look right. And at this point we were not even hearing a heartbeat, and she also said that there is no heartbeat. So, and it looks really, really tiny, that she feels like the baby is not viable. I was like, what? So the baby is dead, you mean? Like, she said yes. Then she said it's a miscarriage. I think she gave me a couple of different ways of calling it. Some people call it a miscarriage, some people call it a silent miscarriage, and there's another word too. But yeah, she said it's a miscarriage. Then I asked questions as to what is that. I haven't bled, I haven't had any signs, except that I have been sick, which is something that happens to me with all my pregnancies. So I don't understand, how am I supposed to miscarry without even bleeding on or feeling any pain in my tummy, and she said yes, this is something that happens a lot. It happens more frequently than we think, like in 3 to 4, like 1 in 3 to 4 women. Now that's a lot, okay? So I'm surprised that a lot of people don't talk about this, and I myself am kind of nervous talking about this right now. I had to prepare myself, I had to be ready to talk about it, because this is a very emotional thing to talk about. But yeah, and at that point I was just like, I was just shocked. I didn't know what to say, and all she was saying is, I'm sorry, but I'm sorry, it's not viable, there is no heartbeat. So we sat for a while and she gave us some time, me and my husband, we sit in the office, and tears just started rolling off my eyes because I was so sad. But then yeah, and I think the doctor came back again, and then I asked some questions, me and my husband asked some questions as to what's the way forward, and she went ahead and told us like about 3 ways of going ahead with this situation, which is a DNC, to remove it surgically, or take the pills, or let it come out naturally. Now the thing is that she also told us that the baby looks like it is 6 weeks old. That is how tiny it was. But at that point I was like 10 to 11 weeks old. So she thought that there is no way that is, you know, okay, based on my period dates. So I then said, okay, my husband said maybe we should give it some time. But me, I kind of trusted in the doctor. I believed the doctor, even though my husband was saying that. I was like, then I was like, you sure there's no heartbeat, right? She said yes. She said, well, you can wait, you can take your time, you know you don't have to decide today. Just go home, talk about it, and think about which of the options that you guys want to go ahead with. But right there in the doctor's office, I was already, even though I was so sad, I was already ready to opt in for DNC, because I did not want to wait for so long for the natural miscarriage to happen, because I was told that that can take quite a while. It may come sooner than expected, but it may also take longer. And at this point, it seems like I have been, you know, carrying a dead child in my, womb for over a month, and I just didn't want to go through another few weeks or another month of, sitting and carrying a dead baby, right? So yeah, so I was already ready for a DNC, although they didn't have any days at the moment. Then I gave myself a few minutes and I was like, you know what, let's go home, let me think about this first. And I also didn't want to go through the pains, by myself, by taking the medication one. So that was out of it, because you can take a medication to flush it out, or you can do the DNC, which is the surgical procedure, or you can let it come out on its own. Now we went home, and few days later I was like, you know what, maybe I should just give this a week or two and just confirm, because something tells me that the baby is alive. I just felt like it was alive, because I felt something was moving. Yeah, I don't know if it was my body and all those emotions kind of, making me feel like I was feeling something. I was feeling the baby moving, or the baby was still alive. So I said, okay, I told my husband I want to try to do another scan just to be sure, because that was the only way I would be really sure and know that, okay, there is nothing I can do. I just didn't want to go ahead with taking it out without having a second opinion. Okay, so yeah, I scheduled another scan at an ultrasound place close to my house, and they scheduled me for the scan, which would have made it about 10 days from the day that my doctor we went to my doctor's office. So before then I was at home getting ready for the other scan, and at this point I had called my doctor's office again, and they couldn't schedule me for a DNC, because I wanted to schedule the DNC so that we can go do it right after the scan. That's if the other scan also proves that the baby was really not viable and we couldn't detect a heartbeat. So because I didn't want it to be far away from each other, because at this point I'm like, there's no point, if I already confirm that the baby is not alive anymore. So they still don't have like closer dates, because I think there's a long line, and since I'm not really at risk, they was gonna schedule me, but it was gonna take a few more days, after my second scan. So I said, you know what, just send me the medication, let me try it, because at this point I was really tired, I am sick, I'm so weak. I just want to confirm this thing. And if it's not there, if it's not alive, I just want to take it out and save myself the stress of thinking and knowing that I am carrying something that's not alive, you know, I don't know. But yeah, so they sent the medication. It was like when they sent the medication, that was 2 days before my second scan at the ultrasound place. So my husband picked up the medication. So he went to the CVS to pick up the medication, and before he came back with the medication, I felt something, and I felt like I wanted to pee, but I can feel something in my bladder. I got up and went to the bathroom, and boom, it happened naturally. Okay, some really big blood clots started coming out, and if I say big, I mean really big, like that. It really scared me, because I was like, what the hell was that? Yeah, so that's how it just came out. I called my husband and I told him that I think the thing is coming out, and he said, oh, okay. Then he came back with the medication, and the clots came out about 3 to 4 times, and it is huge. I cannot even begin to explain or try to show you guys what it looks like, but it is very huge. Okay, so 3 or 4 times, I believe. So after that, I took the medication that same night that my husband brought it, and because I just wanted to take it so it can just flush out as much as possible, because I was still going to go for a DNC if everything is not out of my body. They was gonna take out whatever is left, because they said that happens too. Sometimes you will start miscarrying, but there will still be some tissue left in you. So if that happens, they still have to go ahead and do the surgical procedure. I didn't want that, so I took the medication so as for it to cleanse me as much as possible. So I took it. I was in pain, of course, but they did give me some pain meds that I was taking, so I was good when it comes to pain, because I was taking the pain medication. So at this point, they had called me to schedule me for a DNC on Tuesday. Now, this natural miscarriage happened, I believe, on Thursday. Yeah, so my DNC was scheduled for Tuesday. Now I called them the next day and I told them, and they said, okay, so we're still gonna keep the date for the DNC just in case, everything is not out. But if everything is clean, if your body have flushed out everything, we would go ahead and cancel it. I said, okay, no problem. So, those few days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I bled. Sunday, just a little bit, Monday, I didn't even bleed at all. Then Tuesday, we went in to my doctor's office, and she checked, did a scan again, and everything was out except some really, really tiny, I don't know, whatever that was. But she said that's just gonna come out on its own. I might see a few spots, for the next 1 week or 2 weeks. So, but everything is clear. So I came back home, saw a few spots for about 4 to 5 days, and that was it. That was literally it. My body just miscarried by itself. Although I went ahead and took the meds, I didn't need to go in for a DNC, which I was really excited about, because I really didn't want to go through that. I don't want to go through the DNC either, even though I opted in for it. But I don't know, I just, since the miscarriage happened naturally, I was like, you know what, let it just happen at once, so I don't have to go through taking the medication, natural miscarriage at home, and then still have to go through a DNC. That's like I'm doing all 3. My body is just doing all three of these things, and that's not what I wanted. Since it happened naturally, I just wanted it to be over with. Okay, so yeah, that's what happened, and that's why I have been away from YouTube for like 2 months. But yeah, I I was going through a lot, like a lot. I was really angry in the first few days that I realized that the baby is not alive. I felt like I was angry at everybody, including my husband, although nobody did nothing to me. It's just that feeling. I didn't want to talk a lot, but yeah, now I'm fine. And yeah, I just wanted to come out here and talk to you guys about why I have been missing and about my miscarriage. Okay, so yeah guys, I think I should cut this video here. Yeah, if this is something that you are going through or you have gone through, I want to say I'm very sorry. This is not something that I wish to happen to any woman. It's very devastating. It's very shocking because it is something that you don't even realize that your body is doing, or something that happens to your body without you even knowing, unless you go in and to your doctor and they just shocked you with the news. So yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, I'm fine now. I'm good. I went out today and I thought I should just do a quick video to talk to you guys and let you guys know that I am back and that this is what has been happening in my life. But yeah, I'm so grateful right now. I am so happy, and I believe that everything happens for a reason, which is why this happened. And although this is sad news, but there's a lot of other exciting things that have been happening in my life for the past 3 past weeks, 2-3 weeks, which I'm really grateful for. So yeah, everything has a reason, and I'm still gonna love my baby. I still have my scan pictures, and I feel like I'm gonna frame it and put it somewhere around here because this is going to be my favorite space. Yes, my closet is done, guys. I'll do a video and like a tour and show you guys what it looks like, but I have a couple of videos to show you guys about my closet. But yeah guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and do subscribe to my channel if you are new, or if this is your first time. And I'm just gonna cut the video here. Bye guys, thank you, bye.